Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, guys. And we are back at it again with another action figure review. And today we are going to take a look at this classic figure right here, Overkill 2 from Spawn. From all the way back from, let's see, 1995, I think it was, if I'm correct. 96, so all the way back from 1996, guys. So if you didn't see my last review of Bad Rock, there he goes, Bad Rock right there. Check out my last review of Bad Rock if you're a Spawn fan. And on top of that, we not only have Overkill 2, but we have Overkill 1 and Overkill 3. So this guy falls into the middle of Overkill. Now, if you didn't see any of those reviews, I did reviews of these two figures, guys. This one I did a while back. This one was actually one of my first reviews that I've ever done on YouTube. I actually did a video of him and the Desiccator in 2. So it was a 2 video of him and the Desiccator. And he was one of my first videos I've ever done. So if you want to look at a review of Overkill, then check that out. Or Overkill 3. But today we are going to take a look at Overkill 2. Man, it's hard to keep up with all these Overkills. Overkill. I don't know why I keep saying Overkill. Overkill. It's hard saying Overkill. I don't know why. I just did, I guess. So yeah, all the way from 1996, guys, and I picked him up in my little mini Spawn haul that I just did several days ago. And I've always wanted to pick up this figure. Listen, it's not a figure that I was looking for, but I came across him for very cheap. So that's one of the main reasons why I bought this figure. And you know, also, you know, with the new Spawn movie coming out, you know, a lot of these figures are going to go up. Not in value, but in price. And so without further ado, guys, I'm going to quit yapping. I'll show you the back. This is from Series 5. Here's Overkill, Vandalizer, which I reviewed, Viking Spawn, which I got from that little mini Spawn haul, Tremor 2. Never reviewed this figure, but it's a horrible, horrible figure. I do not recommend that Tremor 2. And then the Widowmaker, I've seen her in Nuclear Spawn. I've seen her and passed on him. Him and her. I passed on him and her. So, guys, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and pop this package open, and we're going to review this figure for you. Here we go. One thing I love about these 90s figures is, well, they were built tough. So, let me bring my camera down. So you didn't have to wrap them and, let me bring my camera down. There we go. So you didn't have to wrap these figures in twisty ties and all that stuff to make sure they don't bounce around and one of the parts pop off, because these 90s figures, they were very, very durable. As far as the other Spawn figures that came out later afterwards, they were a little bit more fragile and had a little bit more articulation. I can't speak for those figures because I've had a few Spawn figures that have broken on me. But these 90 ones, these are like that solid chunk pieces of plastic with very little articulation. So you know these figures are going to be around for a very, very long time. Okay, so let's put Overkill there. Let's take this tape off my finger. Put this off to the side. Try to bring my camera down because he is a little short. Very, very nice detail. Nice face sculpt. His head does turn, rotate. His arms do go up and down. I don't know about you guys, you know, if you're, like I said, if you grew up the 90s like me, and this was one figure I didn't have growing up, but if you grew up in the 90s like me, then you just love this simplistic simple plastic, hunk of plastic that this is, and you accept it for what it is. I know a lot of you guys who just recently started collecting action figures, you know, especially the younger generation, you're kind of like, what the hell is this crap? These are the figures that we used to play with growing up back in the day, guys. And I'm guessing his fist shoots out. Or maybe it doesn't. Oh, it pops out. So his fist pops out, and you can put this weapon on there. That was just a guess. Oh, and it can turn. Look at that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, okay. Oh, you wind it up. Oh, I didn't even know that. Look at that. You wind it up, and then that's pretty cool. That is pretty dope. Actually, I wonder. Let me take this out. Ugh. I wonder, does his fist rotate? If that rotates, then does his fist rotate? Yeah, it does. Okay. So it doesn't shoot, it just kind of rotates when you push this thing up. His fist rotates, that rotates, and of course he's got the corkscrew right here that you put in there. And you wind it up, kind of like a wind-up toy. A lot of you kids probably don't know what wind-up toys are. And, yeah, there we go. I don't know how well you saw that because it was really, really fast. But let's put on this fist for now. I do like this thing. This is pretty cool. I do like him with the fist as well. The fist is nice. Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, a lot of you younger kids don't know what the hell wind-up toys are. You know, maybe some of you do, maybe some of you don't. But yeah, those were the kind of features, not only back in the day, but that was predate my era of collecting toys. Because back in the day, you know, in the 50s and 60s when I wasn't alive, you know, those were the toys that they played with, wind-up toys, you know. And then, of course, 90s, it carried over into the 90s in action figure form. And you still get some wind-up features here and there with action figures. Not so much nowadays, because it's kind of, we've kind of grown out of the wind-up phase as far as toys are concerned. But there are some toys, not so much in action figure form, but there are some wind-up toys. You know, to go off topic, not to talk about Overkill for a minute, but you know, you look at the fidget spinner. I don't know how many guys remember the fidget spinner. That's a toy that easily could have been, you know, released in any decade, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the 2000s, and it probably would have been popular. But it's something that was so simple and something so stupid, you know, you can see that it would have been a breakthrough or a craze in any decade, because it resonated with so many people, with not only so many young people, but just people overall from all different ages. And it was really a stupid invention, but kids loved it because it was a fidget spinner. I don't know how that became popular over a year ago or a couple years ago, but it did. Okay, but enough of that. Let's focus on Overkill. I kind of went off topic there, but I tend to do that. So he is just pure plastic overall. There's no breaks, no elbow articulation, no knee articulation, no ankle articulation. He doesn't even have a waist swivel, guys. His arms just move up and down, legs just move up and down, and the head moves. So that's pretty much it. So I think 5 points of articulation. So here is Overkill 2. And he's a little bit different than the other Overkills. And I'll do a little comparison of this figure. It would have been cool if they gave him like waist articulation, but he does not have that. I mean, nice detail overall. That head is just horrendous, man. Nice sculpt overall. It's not a heavy plastic, it's kind of hollow. He's kind of a hollow figure. as opposed to a lot of the other McFarlane figures that were kind of solid, as opposed to this one right here, this Bad Rock right here that I recently reviewed. He's a solid figure, but he does have a little bit of hollowness to him, but he's not as hollow as Overkill 2. So let me put Overtkill 2. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. Let me move Bad Rock out the way. And let me bring in the other Overkills. And I'll put him in the middle because he is 2. Okay. And see how he measures up with these other Overkills. I have to bring my camera out because this one over here is so freaking huge. You can see the evolution of Overkill. Jeez, man. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, this was 94. 2 years later, this was 96. And I think this one was, 99 or maybe 2001. He might be 2001. So you can see the evolution of McFarlane as far as the Overkill figure. You can see that the first one was very much like the third Overkill. And this one just kind of has his own style, his own look. Where this one, the first one, was more like the third one. And that's how I'm just going. Well, actually, you know what? There is, if you look at the third one is actually a combination of both of them, because he does have this going on, the cybernetic stuff going on under his skin. I just noticed that. And he does have more of a cybernetic vibe going on for as far as this Overkill 3. So yeah, I definitely think these two are a combination of the third one. And of course, you know who's going to win. The third one is the best because this is pretty much perfection right here as far as not only action figures, but huge action figures, and just the detail on this Overkill 3. Overkill 3 is immaculate. But if you guys want to see a review of that video, check it out. I might do a re-review of this Overkill 3, guys, maybe in the near future, being that he was one of my first videos I ever did, and I did him with the Desiccator. And I might do re-review of the Desiccator 2 in the future as well. And give him his own video, you know what I mean? I mean, if I gave this guy his own video spotlight, I gave this guy his own video spotlight, then I should give Overkill 3 his own video spotlight, you know what I mean? But if you do want to see a review of that Overkill 3, he's in my YouTube archive, so you got to look for him. Now, back to 2. Listen, a nice figure overall, a nice hunk of plastic goodness. He does have some good weight to him, even though he's hollow. Listen, I mean, where does he stand? I mean, I had this one when I was younger, when growing up, and so I knew nothing about him, and I knew nothing about him. I didn't find out about these guys till later on in life. So, you know, where does he fall? You know, he's good. He's good. Would he come in second or third place? You know, I still, like I said, I grew up playing with this figure right here, so I still have a nostalgic feel for this one. And this one is just, the third Overkill is just epic. But this Overkill 2 is not bad. It's not shabby. You know what I mean? If you like cheesy, like I said this in my previous video, if you like cheesy, corny, cool toys, McFarlane is for you. And I'm trying to get the detail, all the detail. He actually looks really, really great on camera. I mean, he looks good in person, but he looks great in camera. So let me give you my rating, guys. Before I give you my rating, I'm going to do a little measurement and show you how tall he is. He's actually not that tall. He's just under 6.5 inches. The first Overkill, he's just under 6.5 inches because he has these right here. And then the monster himself, Overkill 3, he's a biggie. He stands just around 9 inches tall. And this guy right here, he's like the size of a Marvel Select Juggernaut. If you guys have Marvel Select Juggernaut, then you know what I'm talking about. Or if you've seen Marvel Select Juggernaut, he's pretty much the same size, but he is a little bit more lighter. He has some weight to him, but he's a little bit more lighter than the Juggernaut. Because Juggernaut is just, man, he is just a solid brick. Yeah, so if you've never seen a review of that Juggernaut, check it out. And I've also had him in my top 10 Marvel Selects of all time as well, too. So if you guys didn't see that video, check it out. Okay, so back to the man at hand. Man, get it? The man at hand, because I'm reviewing him. I have him in my hand. Oh, okay, never mind. I suck. Okay, so on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, guys, you know what? I'll give this, I'm going to be generous. And I'll give him a 6.5, guys. And that's being generous. I could give him a 6. He's not that cool to where he's a 7. But listen, if you want to add him to your collection, you know, of the big figures from Spawn, especially from the 90s, like this Overkill right here. Overkill. You know, yeah, you can do it. And I have the Cygor figure too, who's very much has like the same kind of vibe as well. You know, if you didn't see that review of Cygor, check it out. Of Cygor 1 and 2. But yeah, I definitely give him a 6.5. I mean, listen, he does have a nice sculpt. I mean, let's be honest. He is pretty cool. He's pretty unique. You probably don't have this guy in your collection. I recommend him. Just simply based on nostalgic factor. I mean, just to have him in your collection, I think, is awesome, right? I mean, wouldn't you want to have this guy in your collection? And like I said, you can get him for dirt cheap right now, man. If you search the internet, if you search the deep, dark hole that is eBay or Amazon, you can find him for a very, very cheap price. And you can find him probably for loose, too. But overall, nice color schemes. I love the blues and the grays and the reds. You know, I like that they made the switch a red, even though they could have made it a blue to blend in, or maybe a silver. But they made it a red to go blend in with his other red. But here's a yellow right here. I don't know. And there's no yellow scheme on him. So why did they just make that wire a red instead of a yellow? Or maybe make it a silver? Is beyond me, because there is no other yellow on him. So the yellow kind of looks out of place. You know, it probably would look better on him than him. But yeah, 6.5, guys. I definitely recommend this figure for nostalgic reasons. If you guys have this figure, let me know. Tell me what you think about him. Do you like him? Or do you have any of these Overkill figures? Oh, I can't. Every time I say it, I say Overkill. Sheesh. So yeah, a 6.5, and I do like these accessories, guys. I might pose him with this weapon right here, because he does look pretty cool holding this weapon right here. I do like him holding this. It's pretty awesome. But I do like him with the fist, too. So I might keep this and might use this for like a custom or something. I don't know. Take that out. Pop that in. Yeah, he does look better with the fist. Okay. So guys, I've already spent almost 19 minutes on this review, on this figure, guys. Wow. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. If you like this review, hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this figure. Be honest. So there you guys have it. Just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.